JR, what's up?
All right, what's up, bro? How's it going?
Everything's well. Thanks for having me. What you drinking there?
It is a my mom got it from this. It's a store that sells things for really cheap. It's called Perrier Juice Drink, something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Perrier,
Okay.
Perrier, that's the good stuff. That's the expensive stuff.
Is
She
it?
must have
Yeah,
bought
she
it on.
gets it at a discount store.
Oh, that was good. That's good stuff. I grew up
Yeah.
only fancy people drank. In my day, growing up, only fancy people drank the Perrier. That's sparkling water.
Right. Yeah. Right. So
So how you doing?
I'm doing great. Let me just introduce you. This is Mr. Messado, otherwise known as Joshua Messado, I believe is your first name. And
That's right.
you're a magician. The way that I found about you was through Illusionist with your linking rings, the Messado rings. And if you don't mind,
Right.
for the viewers, how did you get started into magic? And even before that, maybe give yourself an introduction of who you are and whatever you want to say.
Okay, well, I got into magic when I was about 22
Okay.
professionally, right? And at about 18, I got like my first magic set. It's not really a magic set, but magic instruction. It was called Larry Anderson's Jaw Droppers.
Hmm.
That was the first set I ever got. I got it when I was 18 years old. I just got my first credit card. It was a Visa Classic, and I had $100, right? And I was sitting up in the middle of the night, about 2 o'clock in the morning, and the infomercial comes on. And this is guy doing magic tricks. I watched the whole magic show. It was the best infomercial ever in my life. And I was like, I can do everything I just saw for $300. They said, but wait, there's more. Order now, and we'll give it to you for the amazing price of $199.95. But wait, there's more. If you order right now, we'll give it to you for 5 easy payments. That's right, 5 easy payments of only $19.95. I said, get out of here. I said, take my money. I gave him my card, bro. Oh, man, I had to wait 4 to 6 weeks for it to come. And when it came, I locked myself in my room, and I learned a whole bunch of magic tricks, and I went out into the world mazing the kneecaps off of everybody I encountered. And so a few years go by, and I go to get a job. Times are hard, and I'm broken. I don't know what to do. And I said, well, I got to go find a job. And I found a job at the Sands Casino, which is a casino in Atlantic City. And I went to the casino, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were hiring on the spot. There were 30 people in line. Out of the 30 people, I was the only one who got hired. So I went to go get my ID to start working as a dealer in the casino, and a report for training on Monday. This was a Friday, I'll never forget. And I went to go get my ID done, and they said you had to cut your hair. At the time, my hair was like down here, right? My hair was real long. And I said, well, no, I don't want to cut my hair. And they said, well, if you don't want to cut your hair, then you can't have the job. So I was like, do I have to change who I am in order to make, a little bit of money? I decided not to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dig this. 3 months later, the company went out of business and they demolished the whole casino, right? So I would have changed who I was for a little bit of money and then been fired shortly thereafter, right? So I decided, you know what, I'm not going to change who I am, right? And I went over to Tropicana Casino, and I was walking around fussing with my friend that was with me. I was upset and I was mad about the whole situation. And he said, well, you know what, Josh, you won't be happy until You are your own boss and you have your own business. And I said, you know what? You're right. And we're walking, and I look up and I see Houdini's Magic Shop. All right. So I walk in. I'm like, wow, I haven't seen magic in a long time. I love magic. And they had magic shows for $3. I walked in. I bought a ticket for the magic show. I watched it, loved it. They had them every hour. Long story short, I stayed for 4 hours to watch 4 shows, and a little longer afterwards in order to show them the magic that I knew. And when I showed them the magic I knew, they said, "Oh my God, you're amazing." They said, "Do you want a job?" I said, "Yeah, I want a job." So I auditioned and ended up getting a job at the Magic Shop in theater in Atlantic City. So I'm commuting. I've got an hour and a half drive daily. So tack on 3 hours to your work day,
Yeah.
And I did that for a year. And I learned a lot about magic. I learned magic, teaching magic, performing magic. But I still didn't have a show per se. And things didn't work out at that magic shop, so I had some clashes with management, so I went my separate ways, and I started working at Rent-A-Center. I was a sales manager at Rent-A-Center. And you got Rent-A-Center, is that where you are?
I'm in South Carolina.
They, I don't know. Are there? You ever hear of Rent-A-Center?
Say that again.
Have you ever heard of Rent-A-Center?
Rent-A-Center?
Yeah.
No.
Well, anyway, Rent-A-Center is a place where you rent like furniture and electronics and TVs and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
So, nevertheless, I go to work one day and I'm working. I'm just day in and day out, making some other company rich. And I remember I wanted to get a laptop. I didn't have a computer, and I wanted a laptop. And I ordered it, and I went to another place and picked it up and brought it down. And at Rent-A-Center, they had a program where if you could sign up and it would take payments out of your check weekly, right? So I signed up for it and everything, and I just had to get approval from my general manager. Then I faxed it over to my general manager. I want to take it home, and I said, hey, you didn't send back the fax with the approval. He said, I didn't approve it. I said, well, why not? He said, oh, you were off by one person, like, because I'm supposed to get, like, people to pay their bill. And I missed, like, one person, right? Out of, like, 600 people, one person, I couldn't get in contact, get the money. So he was like, well, you can't get it. And I said, wow, this is unbelievable. He said, well, look, it's going to be a long day at work tomorrow. You got a lot of deliveries, a lot to do. And you know what? I said, you know what? Go deliver it yourself, man. I'm gonna go do my own thing. How about that, huh? You can take that laptop, turn it sideways, right, and shove it up. But you get what I'm saying, right? So I'm like, I came into work the next day, right? I didn't have my uniform or nothing on. I was dressed super fly, right? I was fly, right?
Right.
And I came in and they was like, where you been? You're late. What's happening? What's going on? I was like, if you're cool, then if you, I'm out. Right? So give me my check, and I snatched my check out of his hand, and I walked out the door, and I said, I'm never coming back. I'm going to be a magician. So I ran off, and I started doing magic, right? Well, times was hard. It wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy road at all. So my house burnt down.
Wow.
Homeless, right? New Year's Day. I'm supposed to go and film Messado rings, right? I jumped ahead a little bit, but I'm supposed to go film Messado rings, and my house burns down. I was supposed to leave January 6th, and on the 1st, they called me to to confirm everything. And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it. And why not? I said, well, I went to a party last night, and I came back home, and there was no house. House is gone. I mean, there's a little bit of the house left, but nothing to live in. So we held it off for a minute because it was supposed to be filmed in Cuba, right?
Mm-hmm.
Originally, but that didn't work out. So we decided to do it in New York, which worked out just fine. And it was one of the best, if not the best, magic instructional video on illusionists at the time, and arguably still even, like, because it's been out for about 6 years, and I still have sales like every month. And the beauty of it was the cinematographer is Lord, what's his name? I just had his name. You know who filmed it? You don't know who filmed it?
Nah,
no.
I don't remember.
Peter McKinnon.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Right? Peter McKinnon. Like, to be honest, the reason I haven't filmed the next one's because Peter McKinnon's all rich and famous now, and he's like, I don't do magic videos anymore. But it's like, hey, I got a sweet talk. Matter of fact, everybody that's watching this, right, send a message to Peter McKinnon and say, do Messado rings too. You know?
All right.
Yeah. So Peter McKinnon was the most phenomenal director, all right, that I ever worked with. And when the video was done, they said, let's do a soft release. And the soft release was going to be at Magic Live, the biggest convention in America, in Las Vegas. I get there. Nobody knows me. Nobody knows me. Right? We got all the big wigs there, right? Anybody, all the who's who is there in Vegas, right? So I'm performing. I'm a hustler. I'm a seller, right? So I'm selling rings, $100 a wop, left and right. And the guy walks up. Mind you, I don't really know a lot of magicians at the time, just the local guys. So I say, this guy walks up. I have no idea who he is. The guy by the name of, I know who he is now, but his name is Paul England, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know who Paul England is?
I've heard of the name, not too familiar with his work.
So he's like the greatest card shark out there,
Okay.
So Jason England, not Paul England. Jason
England. Okay, yeah. Now it does.
Paul England.
Yeah. Yeah. Now.
Sorry, Jason. Jason England. So Jason says he calls another guy over. Forget who the other guy was. No, I know who the guy was. The other guy was Chris Kenner, right?
Okay, yeah, I got you. I know who that is.
No idea who Chris Kenner was. I knew his name. I knew who he was, but I didn't know what he looked like,
Mm-hmm.
So I said, Chris, I'm about to sell you some rings, homie. Here we go. Let's do it. And I show him my ring routine. And I'm like, that'd be $100, right? He was like, son, I'm not buying your rings. If I wanted your rings, I could have your rings, right? I was like, no, you couldn't. You couldn't get these rings from me, right? I said, not without $100 in my hand, right? Had no idea who I was talking to, right? Just putting my foot in my mouth, right? He says, listen, here's my card, right? There's an event tonight. There's a party tonight. You will want to be there, right? And the way he said it was almost life-changing a little bit. He was like, you'll want to be there. And I was like, all right, okay, I'm coming, right? So I get, I work all day, had a good time, and then at night, I had a personal assistant with me, right? So my assistant says, "Hey, yo, we got a party to go to." Oh yeah, that's right. Good. Thanks for reminding me. So I get dressed, get ready to go. I had my lady with me, and I walked in, get to the party, and the guy walks up to me. Chris Kenner walks up to me, says, "Hey, you made it. Hey, did Dave see your trick?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, what? Did Dave see your trick?" And I'm like, "Dave who?" And there's a lot of Daves here. He's like, "David Copperfield." And I'm like,
"Oh, snap."
David Copperfield. I'm sorry. He said, "You know what? David Copperfield." No. No, we did. Oh, well, he's right out front. Would you mind doing it for him? And I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, I do the race in Copperfield. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I turned around to my assistant and I said, "Look, man, don't miss nothing. Oh, you understand? Nothing, right?" And so he's got the phone. He's like, "All right, okay, I got you." He was like, "We're here with Mr. Messado, and he's about to do his rings for David Copperfield. Let's do this, right?" And so Chris Kenner is like, "Hey, everybody, come on out, come on," right? And so all these people are coming out front to watch me do my rings for Copperfield, right?
Crazy.
And I get out there, Copperfield was standing outside, and I'm like, oh shit, that's David Copperfield right there. So
right.
I'm waiting. Gregory Wilson was doing a trick for Copperfield at that moment. And then when he was done, Chris walked up to him. He's like, "You finished? You done?" Copperfield was like, "No, he's not done." He's like, "Oh, no, I am done. I'm done." He said, "That's a bad sign when he says you're not done." He's like, "Okay, well, anyway, this guy right here, he's amazing. You're going to love his rings. It's really phenomenal." Here he is. And I come up to Copperfield and I shake his hand and I say, "You're the reason. Thank you so much." And he was like, "Oh, it's nothing, And I said, "You ready?" He said, "Yeah." And I proceeded to amaze the kneecaps off of David Copperfield. Got not one, but 2 rounds of applause, right? Then gives me permission to use the video as promotion, okay, to sell Messado rings. And because if you look online, you will not see like other magicians like performing magic for David Copperfield.
Right.
Like he's like very, very particular about the online presence and what's online. You won't find no extra shit about Copperfield at all.
Right.
But he allowed me to post that online and keep it online and use his likeness for my benefit because he was honestly, truly amazed by it. He really enjoyed it. And then he co-signed saying that he's a fan. Right? So when you go to Illusionist website, the first line you see is even David Copperfield is a fan of the Messado ring.
Yeah, I believe I remember seeing that now that you mention it.
Yeah. And that whole story I just told you, you can see it online. It's called Copperfield Meets Messado, right? So now I'm at the biggest magic convention. I was a kid from North Philly, who nobody knew, all right, except for the guys around Philly, but no one, around the world knew me. And then the next day at the Copperfield party, Chris Kenner's party where Copperfield was at, like I just blew up overnight. Like everybody was talking about me, and I sold 100 units at $100 a piece. Right? What's 100 times 100? Alexa, what's 100 times 100?
1,000, I believe, right?
10,000.
10,000. Yeah. $10,000.
10,000. I got $10,000 in my pocket, bro. Damn. I got 10. It's like this. I threw it all up in the air, right? Let it down on me, right? I'm in the bed. I jump back in the bed. I'm doing what you call that, like with your legs. Yeah, I'm making snow. What do you call them? Snow angels with out of $10,000, right? I was having a ball, baby boy. You hear me? Oh man, you talking about that was the top of the top. Oh, it didn't get no better than that, right?
Great.
So that was just a soft release. Then it wasn't coming out that was in August, September, October, November, December, January. It wasn't coming out until November, right? August, September, October, November. So another 3 months, right? Before it actually came out. But like a month before it came out, you had to, if you went to illusionist.com, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had to, it didn't even look like Illusionist. When you got on Illusionist, you just saw the city of New York and a countdown and then my video. In order to get into the site, you had to click my video and watch Messado Rings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you go to Illusionist and it said Messado Rings. Like, that's all that mattered in the world, you know?
No.
And it was a countdown, you know? If you wanted to get into the website, you had to watch my trailer to get into the website. They treated me like I was the biggest thing ever that happened on Illusionist, you know? And I haven't seen anything like it since, you know? I haven't seen anything like that since. And when the countdown was coming, all right? I mean, the last day, the last hour, the last 10 minutes, last minute, as it got down to 0, right? As the countdown went down to 0, you try to go to the website and then whole site shut down. All the servers shut down because 2 million magicians from all over the world was trying to log in at the exact same time in order to buy Messado Rings, right? It was just a surreal moment in my life, and it was just phenomenal. And it showed me that you really believe in something, you know. I mean, like really almost like a thin line between obsession, you know, and belief. Like really believe what you're doing, you know, that it'll come across. It makes a whole new level of magic, you know, because the rings are just metal, you know. It made me dig into the philosophies of magic, right? And what really matters is about the interaction, right, with people. And when I'm digging about the philosophies of it, like the rings aren't magic. The magic lives in the spectator and what they see, you know?
Right.
And in order for them to see that, I had to believe what I'm doing. So I believe what I do so much with every fiber of my being that when you see me do it, you'll say, "Oh, this is the craziest shit I ever seen in my. This is not."
Yeah. When I saw it,
this is something new.
Like, how did this guy get so good at these darn these rings? I mean, it was incredible.
90% of it is just me believing it.
Oh.
All right. And when you watch my video, my instructional video, it's packed with tons of psychology, you know, on the belief system, you know. Like you can if you believe what you do, right, more than anybody else, it becomes undeniable, you know, like something that they can't take away from you, you know. So our show, when I link rings together, it's like I'm showing you my superpower, right?
Yeah.
I'm showing you my gift, right? If somebody says, "What do you do?" Oh, I have a relationship with the universe where particles of solid matter disintegrate for a moment. I quietly ask them to come apart and go back together, just for me. That's what I literally tell myself in my mind every time it happens. Like I ask politely, "Can you please?" I'm crazy, right? But you gotta be a little crazy, man, to be good. All great performers and great people are a little crazy, you know. So
let me ask you this: how did you, or maybe I'm sure we all have nerves when we start out in magic. Like I've been doing it for 20 years and I still get nervous. How did you get over the nerves in performing, especially when you had to do it for Copperfield?
Oh, for Copperfield, right? In every sense, I should have been nervous as hell, right, Jack? Check it out.
Yeah.
I said to myself, you know what? I did not know I was going to be here in this moment right here, right now. But I'm supposed to be here, right? And all my years of practice and hard work were just readying me for this moment, preparing me for this moment right here, right now. So don't worry about it because you're supposed to be here and everything's supposed to be fun and everything will be fine. Just do what you do best and enjoy it. And, bro, I had two in my life. There were two things I always loved: music and magic, right? Music was my first love, right? And the greatest performer ever in the world, no matter what anybody has said about him or says about him, God rest his soul, was Michael Jackson, right? And like I never got a chance to meet him, but my second choice was magic, right? And here's the thing. Here's the quick story, real quick. Not to jump off what you said, but
no, you're sure.
I was 6 years old, right? And I'm sitting in my grandmother's bedroom in front of the television. This is in the 80s, all right? And she says, "Baby boy, there is Michael Jackson on Channel 6 and David Copperfield on Channel 3. What do you want to watch?"
Oh, snap.
And I was like, "I want to watch Michael Jackson." Hold on, hold now. Hold on. I got the Thriller album downstairs. I listen to Michael Jackson every day. But I don't get a chance to see David Copperfield every day. So I said, "You know what, Grandma, I want both." And she says, like, this defining moment in my life at the time. She says, "Baby boy, sometimes in life, you have to make choices. And this is one of those moments. Make a choice." Damn. When I think back to that, I'm like, what if I would have said Michael Jackson? Like, it would have been different. Who knows? I might have like stuck with music instead of magic. But I decided to go with David Copperfield, right? So my point that I'm getting at is everything happens for a reason, right?
Right.
And
I believe that.
when I decided to go down that road of magic, I had no idea at the time where it was going to take me. But when I end up like in the same room, in the same circle as David Copperfield, I'm like, fuck, I made it. When I was invited to the party, it's because it's David Copperfield's party. I was invited to his party. Like, you know, just it don't get no better than that, you know. When I got invited to the party, and I was like, but here's the thing, Jay, I had no idea that it was a Copperfield party. No idea at all. You hear me?
You just thought it was some dude that you never heard of in your life. You just heard his name, and then all of a sudden you're friggin' performing for the Copperfield.
Performing for David Copperfield. The next day, sold out. And
so I guess you would say that,
you know, when I look back on those moments,
believe in yourself, be in the moment, realize that, hey, I'm here for a reason. This is set up from. I can even say with my belief and my faith, God has me here for a reason. He has it set up, so just do your thing.
That's right. In that moment, right? When I look back at it, in that moment, I'm standing there, and they say, "Okay, here he is." I'm like, "This is everything I dreamed of."
Right.
You know, I'm literally living in my dream. I'm experiencing my dreams that I thought of years ago. Now is manifested and happening right in front of me because it's supposed to be that way, right? So, if you ask your question to go back to it, your original question was, how do you deal with, nerves? You know what? Fuck them. You know, enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
There's going to be people in life that's not going to like you. There's going to be people that's going to love you, you know?
Yeah.
Focus on the ones that love you, you know?
Right.
Let the other ones fly, you know? Let them ride. You know,
That's
what
good.
I mean? Like, I'm not going to trouble myself, with the folks that, they don't have my best interest, but don't if you practice and you know you're good at something, right?
Yeah.
Let it happen,
Yeah.
Let it happen. And the more you do it, the easier it gets as well.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever in your professional career of magic gotten caught doing something? And what did you do to pass by that situation?
Bro, let me tell you, right? Let me tell you real quick, right?
All right.
So, I'm in front of, yes, everybody fucks up. Everybody. Okay? Everybody don't, if you think celebrity magicians never make mistakes, they're lying. Okay? Like my best friend Eric Jones, right? You know who Eric Jones is, huh?
Yep, I do.
Yeah. So we were performing. We did a show. It was called Heart, Soul, and Magic, right? And now Eric Jones is like one of the world's greatest coin magicians,
By far.
And he had a bad show. Every once in a blue it happens, I remember he dropped his flipper and his shell, okay? And the way the stage was built like a boardwalk, right? So they were like planks of wood, and in between there were partitions in between each plank of wood. So he drops the coins to one coin, but he's supposed to have two. But he drops it. Both of the gaffs, these are Morgan, Walking Liberty dollar gaff coins. Drops both of them, right? And they hit the ground. One coin, you see one coin falling, hits the ground, splits off into two, and then you see them roll, link, 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 and then they go plunk, plunk, and they fall right through, and everybody sees them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you couldn't get under the stage like to get them, like like you had to tear a piece of wood to get to them. And you talking about horrible. Sometimes shit happens, man. Guess what? I know a better way to even answer this, right? Sometimes it's a balance in life, right? You're gonna have good and you're gonna have bad. You gotta have both, right? If nothing bad ever happened, how would you know when anything was good? Huh?
Right. I guess.
So when you make mistakes, what do? When we ride that bike and we fall off, we get up, pick yourself up, brush yourself off, and do it again. When you see somebody like me do what I do with rings, it's because I've failed more times than the beginner has even tried to do it for the first time.
It's good.
Like I got 10,000 hours of doing it right, right, and I got 100,000 hours of making mistakes. So all practice is learning how to narrow your mistakes. You never stop making. Just get that out your head. Understand that that's a part of the whole system. All right, embrace it. It's just like a coin. Okay, it's one thing. A coin is one thing, but it got two sides. You dig it? Huh? You know what I'm saying? So understand this is one and the same, even though it's two sides to it. But it's still one thing. You gotta have both of them. Learn to embrace them both. So don't worry. Have confidence in yourself. Okay. You remember we're magicians, right? We work miracles. All right. That's literally what we do. And they say, damn, how do you become? How do they say? They say, Messado, how do you become like a great magician? Suck at sports. You know what I mean? Like I'm not good at a bunch of shit. Yeah, I tell people say, how'd you become such a great magician? I suck at sports. I'm a tall black guy from North Philly. You know what I mean? I can't make a basket to save my life. You know what I mean? Like
I learned that at work every day where because I clean at McDonald's and I always try to shoot the paper balls from the wiping the windows into the garbage. I miss every time. One time I thought I was by myself in the room. I look, the guy looks right at me, some homeless dude chilling, and he's like, "You're getting better."
Right. So, just never give up. Don't really worry about what people say. Do what makes you happy, because that goes a much longer way than just, I know magicians that fucking suck. You understand me? They suck. All right? But they're funny and they have fun while they're doing it, And whatever it is about yourself, embrace it. Be genuine. That's what really,
Yeah.
Don't try to be what somebody else is. You learn from others, but take from them your own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel
that makes sense.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So I got one last question for you, and then I'm gonna let you go. To backtrack just a little bit, we kind of fast forwarded in how you got exploded, but how did you get specifically into the linking rings? What fascinated you about that?
Okay, I got you. The linking rings was the closest thing I ever seen to real magic. Hold on a second.
Sure.
The linking rings was the closest thing I had ever seen to real magic. Come on. Stay up there now. I'm trying not to. My iPad is acting like it wants to fall over. There it is. So the Lincoln Rings was the closest thing I'd ever seen to real magic. There's a magician by the name of what the hell is his name? No. Anthony Salazar. All right. And Anthony Salazar, go follow, shout out Anthony Salazar for teaching me Lincoln Rings. This is the dude when I was working at the magic shop that worked here. He was the only professional magician there. Like everybody else was amateur. And this dude was amazing. And he was like, hey, I was like, hey, can you teach me how to do the Lincoln Rings? So he showed me a link and the unlink, and that was it. He said, now get away from me, kid. You're bothering me. Get down on bed, practice, right? And every day I would practice. So I used to stand out front of the magic shop to get people to come in and buy magic, all right? Mm-hmm. I used to get people to come in and buy magic every day. So here's the crazy part. I wanted to amaze this guy so much, like it really meant the world to me to impress him, right?
Right.
So I worked hard at it every day to try to, show this guy that I'm good at what I do. Hold on one second. My battery's about to die. Yeah, I just realized the whole time I had it plugged in. It wasn't plugged in the wall like the whole time. I'm wondering. So I kept messing with it. Okay, anyway, so
yeah, it happens.
Anthony Salazar teaches me the rings, right? I practiced for months, and I finally get. And all I wanted was this guy's approval, because he was the guy I looked up to, Even though he didn't give me the time of day, I really looked up to him, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be great, and I'm gonna show him. And once I get his approval, I know I'm on the right path. So I work hard, nonstop, and a guy walks up one day. I'm outside demoing. His name was I didn't know who the guy was at the time. And he says, hey, you do magic pretty well. Like, what's your favorite trick? I was like, my favorite trick is the Lincoln Rings. He was like, hey, you want to show me your thing? Show me what you do? So I showed him the lights first, delight, right? So I showed him delight. And then I showed him my Lincoln Rings. He was like, wow, you do delight really good. And your Lincoln Rings are great as well. He was like, where are you from? I said, I'm from Philly. He said, when's your birthday? I was like, June 12th. And he was like, what? That's my birthday. I said, get out of here. And he said, I'm going to send you some stuff. And so the guy he gives me all these videos on sleeving and all this other stuff. And then he stays and he watches the show, and it was wonderful. And everybody was like geeking out because this guy's hanging out with me, and I didn't know who it was. It turns out to be Rocco, right? Rocco Solano.
Oh, nice.
And
for those of you who don't know, because there's some on my channel that are not magicians, that's the creator of the D-Lights, which are being able to flick lights back and together in there out of nowhere. So go ahead.
So I get all these, I meet all these great magicians, all these great people that start telling me like, hey kid, you got something going here. And to me, it always looked like the rings were real magic, like it passes right through, and I could do it slow, I could do it fast, and it happens in the spectator's hands, It just, it really, you know what? The thing is, I could tell you about it, but I can show you.
I was just about to ask you, I'm like, when is he going to break it out? I want to see this live.
See if you can see.
Yep. Yeah, I actually bought it when it first came out, maybe a couple months down the line. I gotta get back to it. I got the rose gold ones, nice. Excellent.
Tell me that's not magic. Hmm?
I will say, you say it is the closest thing to real magic that you've seen, and when you do it, you would swear it was.
Thank you so much. You know,
Welcome.
yeah, I know I don't want to hold you up too much longer. I know you got to go. You're a busy man and everything, but I created a genre of magic. All right. So I
Yeah.
took I'm gonna call the like contact juggling and mixed it with magic. With the Lincoln rings, and it's called ringistry.
Hmm.
And I do all these amazing flourishes, with the rings. Cool stuff like that. Silent links. How about this one?
It's awesome.
Is that too much? I'll do it again for the people on the back, huh?
It's great.
Now, all that stuff is coming on a new DVD or new download, Messado Rings 2, Ringistry Movement. Yeah.
I look forward
so
to it.
That's coming in 2020. And you got the first exclusive interview.
Okay, cool. Hey, and
Cool.
I got one thing to tell you too. On Instagram, I saw you. I was watching your videos, and I saw you do the card to mouth, where you have the card here, and you turn it over, and it goes in the pack, and it ends up in the mouth, right?
Yeah.
And I was watching the way that you do it, where you told the girl, you like, no, watch really slow, see if you catch me here, and all that was to hide the actual magic movement to switch out the cards, right? And I'm like, that was the
hold
most
on a second.
clever thing.
Hold on a
I've
second.
been doing it the same way ever since I saw that.
Hold on. Show me what you're talking about. Show me what you mean.
Okay, all right. So, here. You see, all right, we have a deck of cards here, and we'll be in. This is in the middle of an ambitious card routine. So, look, we'll do it again. Now, watch your card really slowly, and this will be signed, of course. Okay, watch really carefully. See if you get me here. Look, watch your card. I'm gonna push it forward. Actually, as a matter of fact, let me push it in here. Okay, don't take your eyes off the card. Right? Do you see it?
Right. So check it out. The way it is, everything is a build up. Okay. Everything you heard me say, it's not something that you just jump into. I said, okay. Tell you what. So I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, that's your card.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't take your eyes off the card. This is the conditioning part. When I'm doing this,
conditioning. Right.
This is telling them that it's one card, right? Whatever you do, don't take your eyes off the card. Hey, look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me. When they look up at you, say, I caught you. You took your eyes off the card. It's dirty work when you're not looking. You know what? I'll make it easy for you, right? See, I'll push the card up, right? So you'll know, like, exactly where it is. I'll push the card up so you know exactly where it is. And all I want you to do is tap it in. I'll tap it in, and all I want you to do is just push it into the deck for
me. Okay. Yeah.
But it's already there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I gesture, push it into the deck. All the attention is already on the card to get the card to be pushed in, and I'm already done, right? And by the time they finish pushing it in, I'm closing it up. You understand what I'm saying? And then it's just you wait for it.
Yeah, the conditioning.
The cards like what's going to happen. It's not something that you rush.
When I see that, I'm like, that is clever. Because I've seen magicians do that specific part of the ACR before, but when you said in the video, you just did it, and you said, as you call it, the conditioning of the card for the whole sequence there, like I've never seen it performed that way before, and worded that way, and have that pattern that way.
Right.
And, so I thought that was a great tidbit to add to that part of the ACR routine.
I appreciate it. There's a lot of times, you got magic out here in the world that's, really good, and some of it sucks. And, Lincoln Rings was a trick that you could find for $1,
Right.
I gave the value, Some people would say, like you just said, JR, that card to mouth was just, like the ending or part of a route from an ambitious card routine. When I looked at it, like when I would watch the ambitious card routine and I first saw that, I was like, well, shit, that was the best part.
Yeah.
When the card ended up in the dude, man, that fried me.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck everything else. This is the best part.
Right.
You got magic tricks that take, a couple minutes or whatever. I'm saying, like, why not just do, like, the best part? The best part of the routine.
Definitely.
Why not? And that's what I focused on, as far as my card to mouth. And I fry folks with it. I fry them good. And it's not even about, that's not even like, that's crowd control. That's, misdirection, That's engaging people. And the thing is, you can't think about doing the move. You gotta be in the moment with the spectator. Live in the moment with them, okay? So they don't miss anything, Have them focused on their card like nothing else in the world matters. And if you saw, when you watch the video, you'll see that I had a wide range of people. They were far away watching this whole thing. And I also had I didn't have people face to face. Nobody was face to face. She was sitting down, I was standing up. I'm on her side. All that plays a part. Okay? So if I'm over here and I like to be over here because I'm right-handed, right? So when I'm showing her everything, and then when I go to do the move, I already got the card in my mouth. You can't see the move, So when the people are looking, let me see. When I say that's your card there, right? And I push it out, give it a little tap it in. When I push it in, now Jimmy, all I want you to do is just push it into the deck for me. Go ahead, push it in the deck. And then you come in with it in the view. The positioning, well, the blocking, I should say. That's the proper term. Is blocking, right?
When you first did it.
Okay,
go ahead.
No, I'm saying the blocking for that trick and the misdirection pattern all plays a part for, so that, because you got to remember, the brain can only focus on one thing at a time. Okay,
Right.
you think you can multitask? Is really no such thing. Okay, we got peripheral vision that gives us a little bit of information, but we're not getting 100%. We only get 100% on what we focus our attention on.
Yeah.
So
I'll say this: when you did it the first time, to reiterate what I was trying to show you what I was talking about, and you did it. It fooled me. I still didn't see you put it in your mouth. I'm like, I know the trick. I do it all the time. And
yeah,
yet you did it to me, and I'm like, what the heck? I missed it.
right. That's what it's all about, man. The blocking and the misdirection, and when you build that confidence, and you have to do it with confidence. Sometimes it may not be the right moment, but you got to build them up. So I usually do like it's the I would do the very simple double lift, and then the layman will say, "Oh, how'd you do that?" Oh, when they say like, "I want you to show me a trick." Now I can show you a trick, but it's against the rules for me to tell you how the trick is done. So if you want to learn, but you got to watch me. There's nothing against the rules that says you can't figure out how to do it. So if you watch me, you get what I'm trying to help you out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you watch it closely, you might be able to figure out what's happening, right? So just pay attention, okay? And now the psychology behind that is, now I'm putting you on my side, right? And I'm on your side, right? I want you to get it. But, there's certain parameters I have to work with that. There are lines I can't cross, but we're going to bend the rules a little bit just for you. This way you'll get what you want, and I'm not going to get in trouble. Does that make sense?
That is very valuable info right there.
Sure.
For every magician watching this video, if you just saw this part of Mr. Messado explaining that very thing, that was worth the whole thing right there. It's just
thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
But the psychology behind the magic, like I said, man, like that's what it's about anyway. It's 90% psychology, 10% magic. You get them on your side. You say, okay, I got you. I'm gonna show you the way, right? Now watch me close. All right, whatever you do, don't take your eyes off the card. Don't take your eyes off the card. Here, look at me. Caught you, huh? Take your eyes off the card. See, listen, magicians, they do their dirty work when you're not looking. So watch closely, okay? Here, I'll make it easy for you. I'll push the card up. So you'll know exactly where it is from beginning to end. All right? You got the king of diamonds. Whatever you do, don't take your eyes off the card. I'll push it up, and I'll actually literally push it up and show them the card. Then I'll push it back down, and then I actually do the move. So when I do the move, can you see it?
Yeah.
I got one card there, right? And when I push it up, right, and I peel it off with the pinky there, right? I do it smoothly. And I give the card a little flick so they know it's just one card. And I tap it in, and I tell them what I'm doing. I'll tap the cards into the deck, and all I want you to do is give it a little push. Just push it into the deck for me. Right? And you'll fry them every time. You can't go wrong with it.
I mean, I would sum it up in this for the past few minutes, referring to magic in general. If you believe what you're doing is happening for real, then they're gonna believe it.
Absolutely.
So
you got the message, man. You know,
right.
And I really hope, JR, I like what you're doing here, man. I really appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate you reaching out to me. I appreciate you thinking of me, man. And you know, to close out like a message that I want all the magicians to remember and know that you know, it's magic is it's not about you. It's about the spectator, right?
Exactly.
Magic lives within the spectator. Our jobs.
They call it the art of astonishment. Sorry.
Yeah.
They call it the art of astonishment for a reason. It's to astonish the spectator.
That's right. We're here, you know, we're the gatekeepers of the astonishment, you know, and the amazement. And it's our job to keep it going. Oldest profession in the world. Well, second oldest profession in the world. And it's our job to carry this art form on with people all over the world, okay? And to do it the right way, you know. Be inspiring, you know, share, teach others, and amaze these folks out here, you know. And most of all, be happy, be confident. Do it with love and have fun.
All right, man. Peace out, brother. I hope you have a great night.
All right. Peace.
Alrighty.